All right, folks, this one's going to be a little bit different, man. This is the video that's causing all the heat with my guy that I said he would never make it, running a 7-minute mile. We're about to go into the psychology of how I'm coaching, what I'm doing, why I'm saying it. We'll give you a little bit of background and a deep dive into what I heard, what he said, and what I said in response. Boy, it's going to be a good one. I hope you guys are ready. Stand by. Put on your seatbelts, because we about to go to the moon on this one, buddy. Do you have any grit in your life at all?
Only mental grit.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, there's no chance you can be a Navy SEAL. All right. Just off that first clip. If you try to tell me that you have mental grit, absolutely grit is mental. There's no such thing as mental grit. You can't be mentally tough and not be physically tough. It's not possible. Grit is a function of hard work and effort and accomplishment. Go read Tammy Duckworth's book on grit. Grit is just what it sounds. It's that little minutia particles that get under your skin, into your crotch, under your armpits when you're working out. That's what I heard. I don't have any grit. You are not going to be successful going into the Special Operations Command if you don't have any grit. It's not possible. It's absolutely impossible to pass selection if you don't have a high quotient of grit. Not possible. Folks, we got a Mark I motto crack smoker. I'm telling you right now, I done broke the rule. Dude ain't running a 9-minute mile, ain't swimming a 500. I got on the phone with him. Ain't no chance. None. We're gonna black this dude's face out. We're gonna hide his identity, but I'm just telling you, ain't no way. I would tell you to enjoy this video, but it's a painful one.
I'm considering.
Okay, so real quick, my standard is a 9-minute mile and a half, 9-minute, 500-yard swim. If you not at them numbers, then I shouldn't get on the phone with you. 100% correct. This is back when I was just kind of taking all comers. I took this dude, no bueno, okay? But that's why I say what I say. You're going in the Army, you want to be Special Forces, it's a 35-minute 5 mile. That's the standard, okay? That's nowhere near impossible for anybody to do, but it's going to take a lot of work to get there. Therefore, you come talk to me. We don't have these fire-breathing dragon sessions like this, but let's get going. Here goes the psychology.
Becoming a Navy SEAL officer after I graduate, and so I just had some logistical questions that I wanted to ask you about the whole process.
First of all, okay, so here's what I heard. Soft, timid, meek voice, trying to get some answers on going to be a Navy SEAL officer where he's going to have to lead savages. I am going to say this. A timid, meek individual cannot lead savages. It's not possible. That's what I heard. Let's hear my response. I'm going to ask you a question. What's your sports background?
Pretty much nothing except for recreational basketball.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, there's no chance you're going to be a Navy SEAL.
Okay.
How much are you running?
Yeah, so not very good with any of the physical stuff.
How much are you running was the question. Not very good with the physical stuff. This is what I heard. I am extremely unconfident in everything that I am talking to you about right now. I was hoping you would instill some confidence in me so that I can go be successful at being a Navy SEAL officer. That's what I heard. Now, I'm just going to tell you this. My response was spot on. There is no chance in hell that you're going to be a SEAL officer. There's none. There's zero. You are not going to be successful. Your boat crew and buds is going to eat you should you be selected out of SOAS. But I'm going to tell you this. The gatekeepers at SOAS are doing a great job. Shout out to Andrew Dowd, man, and the selection committee. You guys are killing it. I don't think you get through that screen. I don't think you got the tenacity to get through that screen. That's what I'm thinking.
But not very bad either. My mile time is a 7-minute mile and a half.
That's terrible.
Yeah, no, everything is bad. Yeah, everything is not good.
Okay, then what makes you think you can be a Navy SEAL? You've never been an athlete.
Yeah, well, I still have a long time to train.
You're a junior right now.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be going SOAS this summer, so you don't have a long time to train.
Yeah, I was already not planning on applying after this summer. I was going to wait at least a year after I graduated just because there's no way I'm going to be able to get in shape by the time I graduate.
Okay, you hear me say this a lot on this channel. If a guy comes to me talking about a year and a half of preparation, 2 years of preparation to go to SEAL training, then he didn't live the life necessary to be successful to go to SEAL training. Give me a guy that has some athletic background base, and you're talking about maybe at most 4 months. Give me a Division I athlete, give me a college athlete at any level. We're talking about 6 weeks to get ready to go to buds, maybe 8. I, as a asthma-having wrestler, was able to get into world-class condition in 7 weeks, training around the clock like an animal. That's a combination of understanding what I needed to do to be successful. It's also a combination of having a massive amount of grit fortified over the years of doing wrestling, playing college football, and then just being a dumbass at the Naval Academy and enduring a lot of hardship. What I heard was I can get in shape if I work hard enough. If I give myself enough time, I can get ready and be successful at SOAS. That can't be farther from the truth, folks. It's not a place that you just show up with 2 years of training and you go crush it. If it takes you more than, I would say, if it takes you more than 6 months to get ready to go to SEAL training, then your chances of being successful are not very good. If you have to train for years to go, you know, I told you that I got one anomaly going on. It looks like he's going to graduate. My man spent 3 years working with an Olympic swim coach. He went from not knowing how to swim at all to being successful at buds. 1 in 350 million, much like David Goggins, 1 in 350 million. We don't play odds here. You know, we play preparation and we play success. So if it's going to take you 2 or 3 years to get ready to go to buds, you shouldn't go.
And so I was going to take an extra year after.
Okay, so I'm going to say this. If you need a year to get in shape to go to SEAL training, you probably shouldn't be going. You don't have no background. You played recreational basketball. Basketball players are the first person to quit. Okay, let's talk about that real quick. Why do basketball players quit? Having played basketball but being a wrestler, it is kind of gritty. I'm going to give you that. There's times when you got to play tired and hard. But here's what they don't do. They don't lift weights. Most of them don't run extra. Most of them have never played outside. They may play outside on a sunny day, but they ain't playing outside in the rain. Most of them have never had to lose weight and not eat. Most of them have not had to work out incredibly hard other than on the basketball court. So therefore, Mark 1 motto basketball players are the first ones to cash in their chips, turn in their cards, and go home. It's the facts. Like, basketball players are mama's boys. They going home first.
Yeah, okay? I heard you say that before.
Do you have any grit in your life at all?
Only mental grit.
Like what? Like, there's no such thing as mental grit, just so you understand.
Okay.
Unless you rewrote the fucking Bible from memory, like, it doesn't count. It has to be physical grit.
Yeah,
you can't be mentally tough and not able to run a mile.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of examples of physical grit.
What's your GPA?
3.8.
Have you thought about flying planes?
I'm too tall to fly planes.
What's your GPA? 3.8. Right there, automatic. My dude's not a caveman. You got a 3.8 in college. You a brainiac. You studying. You know, you're doing everything you need to do right to get good grades. That does not translate to a Navy SEAL officer. I'm just going to tell you, Andrew Dow may throw stones at me about that, saying they want the smartest guys in the world. I'm just going to tell you, having been in that situation, I know one dude that's really a rock star academically, Ryan Angled, and then everybody else was just straight cavemen. We did enough to get by, but we were not trying to break the bank on academics, okay? So what I heard was, I'm really, really smart, and I have no business going SEALs. That's what I heard. That's what came out of my mind. So my immediate retort to him was, why don't you go fly planes? Flying planes is a place where an academic smart dude can absolutely dominate the playing field. Most of flight school is studying. So here's two parts of this coin. I wanted to throw that out there to see if he would take the bait. I already know ain't no way he's going SEALs. I already know that. Like I'm trying to help this dude become great and help guide him into a direction where he can be successful. Because going down that SEAL path, there's no chance. So I threw out this pilot stuff. Let's see what happens. How tall are you?
6'5".
So you're not too tall to fly planes. 6'7" is the cutoff.
6'7"? Okay. I might consider that too. I
think that's a far better route for you to do than for you to sit here and smoke crack cocaine and think you're going to be a Navy SEAL.
I do have an interest in flying. I think that would totally something I can do as well.
What makes you think you can go be a Navy SEAL? Like, are you buying into the fact that there's a bunch of people out there selling the fact that if you work hard enough, you can be a Navy SEAL?
No, I definitely know that it's not guaranteed. I'm not expecting that's going to be guaranteed.
So here's what I heard. It's not expected or guaranteed. If you go to SEAL training with that mindset, there is no chance you're going to be successful. You have to be willing to die. I will die before I quit. Because there are going to be some places in SEAL training where, one, you're going to see people die, and two, you're going to be in that same situation feeling the same way they are, and if you can't push through that death line, you're not going to make it. I.e., go listen to my Tennessee swimmer video. World class, man. Shout out to my dude. I appreciate you coming on. Go listen to that video about the psychology of going to SEAL training. When it came time to get back into the cold water, he felt like he was going to die, and he could not overcome. That, my friends, right there is the epitome of has no business going to SEAL training. Not any.
The reason it's Navy SEAL specifically is because a lot of the things that I struggle with, a lot of the fears that I have, I would be forced to overcome them as a Navy SEAL.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Okay, I'm about to light fire to him. I'm gonna let the fire happen, and then we'll talk about it. You are never gonna become a Navy SEAL if that's why you're trying to do. If you're trying to go to BUD/S to overcome fear.
That's not the main reason.
I am just telling you, you will shut down and you will die, or you will shut down and pee on yourself if you don't have what it takes to get through that place. So this is one of my key phrases. I want to be tested in the hardest environment possible. You're not going to make it. BUD/S is kindergarten. The SEAL teams is the NFL. That's how big a difference it is between basic training, BUD/S, and the SEAL team. Okay? So I'm just telling you right now, I'm just giving you some sage advice.
Mm-hmm.
If I was you, I would stop smoking crack, and I would consider going to fly, which is your strong suit, academics. Okay, so why do I say it so harshly? I say it harshly because in this day and age, young people of this young man's age are used to getting smoked in their brains with marketing and people saying stuff. So I got to say it with an edge to it. I got to get you to stop smoking crack. I need him psychologically to go home and be like, man, Jake says I'm smoking crack. Let me reanalyze what I'm doing. And then when he starts reanalyzing and look at what he's doing, he's like, man, yeah, you know what? I don't have any of the key factors I need to be successful in SEAL training. I don't know what I was thinking. Let me go fly airplanes. I'm trying to help this dude be successful. I know it sounds like I'm being really harsh to him, but at the end of the day, he ain't gonna make it. And I ain't ever gonna argue with me, oh, if he tries hard enough. Let me tell y'all something. You ain't trying hard enough to get through SEAL training. Probably half of a SEAL training class gets kicked out for failing runs, swims, O courses, or a tested evolution. Pool comp, drown proofing, 50-meter swim. Like, I'm just telling you. You guys think it's some kind of place where you can just show up and try hard and make it. That ain't the factors. That ain't it, Jack. I'm just telling you. You don't have any grit in your background, okay? You're not in very good physical shape. Thinking that you're just going to show up and somehow magically cure the beast ain't going to happen, right? Like, you got to be able to run 60 miles a week. You got to be swimming 2,500 meters a week to go to SOAS.
So if I passed SOAS in
So Braden, summer, it's not passing. It's not called passing. You have to get selected. I think that's a really key point for this young man to understand, right? So he says, oh, if I pass SOAS. So in his mind, he's thinking he just got to go and survive. I've got to get him to understand psychologically, like, look, bro, you ain't going. This is selection. You got to beat 60 Naval Academy dudes, probably 15 to 20 ROTC dudes, and they all savages, bro. Like, they cats coming out the Naval Academy, the one thing they're going to do is be in incredibly good shape. They might not be the mentally hardest dudes in the world, but they're going to compensate for that with just being in incredible world-class condition. Understanding that key facet right there is monumental in my psychological profile for this young man to be successful. I got to get him to understand, like, this is not what you think it is. It's far greater than that. And you need to be ready because it ain't what you think it is. That means you have to go there and beat the nation's best. So I don't want you to think that it's not BUD/S. It's not a survival game. It's a performance game. So when you go to SOAS, you have to beat people to get a SEAL officer contract.
I understand. If I am selected after the fact that I'm not in shape at all, but I was planning on buying your template and just literally
My
just
my PDF is free. You ain't gotta buy shit. So here's what I heard. He thinks that by buying my template, I'm gonna ingratiate myself to him. Well, nope, don't care. It's free. Masterclass is out there, but that's for guys going to buds. I give you everything you need to be successful. That's why we started the school's classroom. That's why we got the Discord rolling. You know, if you guys don't know about it, man, we got world-class mentorship in school's classroom. F-35 pilots, Navy SEALs. Like, we killing it over there in schools. Same thing on Discord. Discord's the feeder for the school's classroom. I'm not asking for no money, man. I ain't making a living doing this. I'm going to tell you right now. All I'm trying to do is make a better warfighter and give people the information I didn't have before I went to make me and them more successful, period. Like, I want to make them more successful than I was, give them a better career and a better opportunity. This dude right here.
Whatever the resource is that you provide, I was going to follow that fully and do more. The fact that I would have
you don't need to do anymore. You just need to do it.
Is that just for enlisted or for officers, though? Because I know officer, you got to be better.
Hey, there's one standard, brother. We make one standard. I personally don't think you got it in you. I'm just going to be a dick. I don't think you got it in you, brother. Okay, why did I make that statement? My dude can't be any more indecisive, can't be any more lacking confidence, literally is at the top of the charts for wavering. And I'm going to be honest with you. This is what a smart person does. They have in their brain that they've analyzed and researched this whole problem, and they've came up with their 3.8 solution. What they don't realize is that 3.8 solution is marred in dirt, grime, and sweat. And they didn't factor that into the problem, right? Like, they didn't have that variable wasn't in their problem when they were coming up with their solution. And now I'm over here just rocking his world. And I've had enough about this. At this point, we 8 minutes in, I've had enough.
Yeah.
You could tell me you're going to work out. How much you run this week?
7 miles.
Okay, so it's not in you. At any point in my life after 14, if you ask me how many miles you run this week, the minimum number you were going to get was 21. And I'm not saying I'm the standard. I'm just saying I was normally in pretty good physical condition because of athletic. Okay, but there was never a week in my life where I was going to say, oh yeah, I didn't run this week.
I knew I was going to get shit on coming in here because
I'm not shitting on you. I'm just trying to be real with you. I'm not being mean to you. I'm just trying to explain to you that people like you're not gonna make it. And I could give you a couple phone numbers of dudes that didn't believe me, that were in your position and spent 2 years trying to get there. And one of the dudes didn't even get close. And the other dude got the SOAS and quit on fucking Tuesday. And the first thing he said was, holy fuck, Jake, I wasn't even close to those guys. No shit, I told you that fucking 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm trying to bring in a couple cases of guys I got that didn't listen. This young man, everybody thinks they're special. Everybody thinks they're special. Hearing another 3.8 dude who went to Buds with an amazing degree and quit on Tuesday of the first week is eye-opening for a guy like this. This guy needs references. Remember, he's a 3.8 student. He's analytical. He needs touch points that he can put his hands on and be like, oh man, okay, I got it. He ain't gonna trust me. Trust me, ain't no 3.8 trusting a 2.6. It ain't gonna happen. So I got to give him some hard data. Like, hey man, I had two dudes just like you, exact same psychological profile as you, and one dude didn't even make it, didn't even get to Buds because he couldn't pass the test after basic because he wasn't running, and then the other dude obviously quit on Tuesday. So we're trying to give him some data points. We're just trying to give him some information. You think it's about working out. It ain't about working out. It's about grit. And you don't have any. Like, I would tell you, go get a roofing job this summer. You want to improve your chances, go get a roofing job this summer.
I was going to say that I planned on doing some sort of construction work this whole summer, and then as much as I can doing grit stuff like that. It is Oregon here, and
it is what?
It's Oregon. It's freezing cold.
Okay, right there. It's Oregon. It's freezing cold. He wants me, once again, he's trying to use smart people tactics and talk his way into the SEAL team. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Like, he's trying to get some compassion out of me by saying he lives in Oregon. Okay, I grew up in Washington State. You're not going to get no compassion from me. You know, I thought I had it bad in Washington State. You know what? I got to wrestling in Rhode Island. My boy Mike Clayton talking about running 3 miles of snow all the time. I said, what? He's like, yeah, I ran 3 miles post-holding. I get my run in no matter what in Iowa. Okay? So no one want to hear about your watch. I'm about to blow his head off. Why am I about to blow his head off? Because I don't want a smart person to think that they can Jedi mind trick me. Your Jedi tricks don't work here. They just don't. You ain't a Jedi. But I'm over here working on massive chess game. Okay? So we learning the psychology of this. Where did I grow up?
Don't remember.
Fucking Tacoma. So no, it's not freezing cold. Freezing cold is fucking Iowa.
Right, yeah. It's not like brutal.
Right, and I grew up in fucking Tacoma, so you can't snow me on no shit. No, it's not cold in Washington State. It ain't fucking cold in Oregon. Low temperature in Oregon is probably 15 degrees 3 days a year. And I'm going to say this, smart people don't make it. 3.8 GPAs don't make it. There's a few cats from the Naval Academy going to have 3.8, 3.9s. But dude off the street with a 3.9 ain't going to make it. Okay, so you heard what I said to him. That was my quick pickup of a 3.8 trying to Jedi me, okay? That was the quick pickup. Like, I picked it up instantly. Oh, he trying to get in my brain, all right? Let's block that, shut that down right now. That's exactly what I did. I shut it down. Now he backtracking. I don't want no backtrackers. Stand on your first card, okay? Like, I was up there in the mountains. It was cold. Nah, bro. How about I know a dude that lived at 14,000 feet in a wood shack with no insulation. He said when it snowed most of the year up there in Colorado that he would often wake up with an inch of like drift snow in his room. He had to go to school. Let me tell you, you think you had it hard? Sleep outside when it's snowing at 14,000 feet. I don't want none of that smoke. I don't want none of it. And I will put you on the phone with two fucking idiots who did not listen to me, who enlisted with amazing degrees from amazing schools, and they're now chipping fucking paint on a ship.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Well, you just said it, so you're thinking about it.
No, I'm saying it's better to be an officer, despite the fact that it's so much more demanding than to just be enlisted.
It's the same fucking training pipe. There is no more demanding. It's the same. The officer is one of the few programs in fucking military that the officer and enlisted man get the exact same fucking meal. But I'm just telling you, like if I was you, I would do some soul searching.
This is definitely not an end-all be-all. Was to get a job at NASA, which I probably can do. I'm not trying to brag, but it's definitely doable. I am very interested in a career with the Navy.
So now we've gotten to a breakthrough point. He in his own brain is telling me right now, yeah, you're right, Jake. I'm never going to be a Navy SEAL. This is the breakthrough that I had been kind of waiting for. I was really pissed off that I was in this conversation, but at the end of the day, this is what we're trying to get to. A guy realizing that, oh man, this ain't going to work, okay? So now he's going to talk about all his backup plans. Let me tell you something. If you're trying to be a Navy SEAL officer or a Navy SEAL, you ain't got no damn backup plans. You ain't got no backup plan. That's what I'm going to do. Come hell or high water, I'm dying on the stake, man. Okay, my dude got backup plans. And now let's listen to the dichotomy of the backup plans. Because of my academic work, I am applying to NASA. 100% 3.8 talking, 100% absolutely the right move. Okay, you're going to hear me go in a little bit and get him going in that direction.
Yeah, I'm going to continue to train, but I'm definitely not going to just run into this blind because I know that the chances of achieving it are so low, just straight up.
Okay, so Braden, everything you saying, you ain't gonna make it. Nobody that makes it says the chances of fucking graduating are so low. When I got the buds, I was like, fuck, I'm graduating, bro.
Oh yeah, no. If I get there, then it is like, I will not quit.
Braden, you can't change what you just said, brother. Okay, so remember this dude got a 3.8. He's used to being the smartest person in the room, classroom, wherever he's at. So one of the biggest kind of tricks that smart people use is they think they can follow up a statement with the opposite statement, and they're smarter than you, and you'll kind of get Jedi mind tricked into it, okay? It's a trick that all smart people try to use because it works on average people, right? Well, he ain't talking some average bear. I ain't just come out of hibernation yesterday, okay? So he thinks he's going to try his little smart people trick. I don't know what the trick is called in psychology, but I don't know. I know smart people try to use it all the time, where they follow up a statement that totally contradicts the statement they made before, but you're going to hear him go into it. So psychologically, I already got him pegged as a really smart, intellectual young man. I'm going to keep him right there in that box. I ain't going to cut him no slack. You can't change what you just said, okay? Here's what I'm going to tell you. Email me and ask for the Navy SEAL PDF. My bot will send you the PDF, okay? When you get down a 9-minute run and a 9-minute mile and a half and a 9-minute 500 swim, call me back. Why don't you go fly? You want to go work at NASA? Why don't you go fucking fly?
I definitely could, but a lot of the traits that I'm looking to get out of being a SEAL. And
Okay,
also,
so listen, you see, you fucking everything up. A lot of the traits I want to get, it's exact fucking opposite. A lot of the traits I have made me a fucking Navy SEAL. I was a violent fucking wrestler with a shit ton of work capacity in my body. Made me a Navy SEAL. I didn't go there to get tough. I didn't go there to test myself. I didn't fucking go there to find some savagery. You are thinking about it from a romance perspective. I'm gonna go and become a badass. No, you're not, because you ain't gonna fucking make it. That one statement by him, he's trying to express his brain power once again. We circling back to, I think I can talk my way into this bad boy. But see, at this point, I'm already done, man. I'm not cutting him no slack. I just ain't doing it. He getting the business. You understand the difference? You have to be a badass when you fucking get there, dude. Or you won't make it. Right now, you are a fucking great student with a great GPA in a great ass major at a great fucking school, correct? There isn't an ounce of savagery in you. When's the last time you've been in a fist fight?
Just high school for fun.
Okay, when was that?
Me and my friends used to fight each other like full on, like fighting, punching in the face, just throughout high school, 9th through 12th grade.
I don't believe that shit. You ain't fighting somebody you don't know, it don't count. You don't enjoy fighting. You don't want to go to a fist fight right now. Every indicator was that he was full of crap, lying. He was stuttering his way through it. Me and my friends, we got in fist fights. Yeah. Me and my friends, we were fighting it out. Yeah, we were punching each other in the face. Yeah. Come on, dude. I done got in a couple fights with my friends. They real fights, but they don't really count. Because I'm not going to hurt him and he ain't going to hurt me. I might try to beat him up, but I ain't going to hurt him. Come talk to me when you've been in one of them riots that we was in down there on the waterfront in Tacoma. Cats pulling out hammers and bamboo sticks and all sorts of craziness, man. Crescent wrench. I saw a kid take a crescent wrench to the head. Like, those are real fights. That stuff where you then adrenaline on 1 million, you fighting for your life, man. So I'm not saying I'm going to sit here and judge fighting, but I know this. That 3.8, he ain't spent a life of fighting. He don't know what a fight is. And I can guarantee you this, if I walked up to him and slapped the shit out of him, he ain't gonna do nothing but hand me his wallet. Unless you're a serial killer.
Yeah, I mean, traits that I wanted to get, yeah. I wasn't talking about becoming a savage or anything like that. I'm saying...
So you want to go heal people? You want to go be a doctor?
Yeah.
That's the farthest thing from a fucking Navy SEAL. Do you know what the Hippocratic Oath is?
No.
I will do my best to help people. You know what the Navy SEALs fucking Hippocratic Oath is?
Probably the opposite of that.
I will do my best to kill as many motherfuckers as I can.
Right. So I was thinking of like being a medic in the SEAL teams.
Bullshit. See, you smoking crack. You don't even know what you're talking about.
That's why I want to have this call so I can...
You can't be an officer and a medic.
Okay, so you can't?
No, you cannot.
All right.
If you want to go enlist, go ahead, because you ain't going to be a fucking medic in the SEAL teams. You're going to be chipping fucking paint.
What about if I still wanted to become an officer, but I went into like the medicine side of things, like emergency medicine?
Are you going to go get a PhD in fucking medicine?
Oh, I love medicine.
Okay, then go get a PhD in medicine, go in the Navy as an officer.
Okay.
You won't be a SEAL, but you'll be a doctor. All right, so psychologically, just think about how this conversation has rolled all the way around, man. We went from becoming a United States Navy SEAL to now we talking about being a doctor, okay? This, my friends, is a psychology. You think this happened by accident? Everything I've talked to you about psychology-wise, I was trying to shape his brain into understanding what the problem was so that I could let his brain solve his own problem and start pointing him in a different direction. So here we are, full circle. We went from I want to poke holes in people's skulls to now I want to do brain surgery, okay? But look, it's a 3.8, dude. That's just how it works. You get in a deep dive, because I know y'all said I've been cooking people. I want you to see what I'm cooking with. That makes a lot more sense to me than the Navy SEAL shit, dude. Does that make sense? Okay, then go be a doctor. I mean, that's a fucking great life. So we done went from fucking savagery to fucking the Hippocratic Oath. But see, I knew that, because I'm really good with people.
And so, let's say that I do end up...
You can train all you fucking want, you ain't gonna be a Navy SEAL. Just tell it. And if you call me up in fucking 4 years and you got your trident, I'll tell you good on. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you wasting your fucking time. Just telling you. I guarantee you, you can't get fast enough and run enough miles to be able to have a chance to go.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the honesty.
Because you got 3.8. You really smart. Really smart people ain't successful in that line of work for the most part.
Okay.
You don't have no athletic background. None. You know who my guys are that are successful? The college wrestlers. College football player that went to the Naval Academy. the water polo players, okay, the athletes that have been athletes their whole life and running and swimming and grit, they're used to. They're having to perform when they're tired, okay? They're having to win matches when they're down in the third period and they're exhausted. That's grit, okay? You can't make this shit up. You either got it or you don't.
Grind, I'll start working. If I ever get it down to that time and it's not like so long in the future, then I'll reach back out to you. But thank you for the information that you provided me this far.
You're good, brother. I would go fly, man, or go be a doctor. Two amazing careers that fucking are very achievable for you, right?
I'll definitely look into flying a lot more. Same with the emergency medicine stuff. If that looks more feasible, then I'll just do that.
Man, folks, let me tell y'all something. That was a tough one. But hopefully I shed some light on exactly what I'm talking about. Hopefully I shed some light on the psychology, kind of why I was saying what I was saying. I know a lot of you guys think I'm crazy, I'm out of my mind. Well, I am, so solidly. That's a solid complaint, okay? But I got a lot of EQ, man. My EQ is through the roof, man. So when I start talking to somebody, I know what I got instantly. First couple of sentences, I got a pretty good read on who I'm talking to, what type of person they are. You know, I hate to say it, but I know what probably the best job is for them. And then it just becomes a situation like you just heard of where we're trying to steer that young man into the right direction. Woo, that was a good one, boys. First reaction on a reaction video. I know y'all been hating on your boy for saying he couldn't do it. Hopefully you watch this whole video and now you're like, damn, that dude ain't got no chance. Let's get it.